Domain Zoo won a Magic event, so 157 player modern tournament here in the UK, and what came out on top? Domain Zoo. I think everyone should be happy to see Domain Zoo on top, especially being that Nadu did not win. So yeah, obviously Domain Zoo, as you can see, won. Michael Balaam, that's me. Obviously most people will know me as Smurfy online, but my actual name is Michael Balaam. And I managed to take down the Axion Mega Modern here in the UK, taking down Nadu in the finals, which I think is just like the best way to finish the tournament when Nadu was running everywhere. So as you can see here, Axion were kind enough to post a nice little picture of me in the trophy, and of course with a Wild Cattle, Carvu, and some Tribal Flames. Really happy to take down the event, and doing it with Zoo is obviously just like the dream scenario. Even had Mengu pick up on my list, and he tweeted about it, played it on his stream, and made a YouTube video. So yeah, really happy. If you want to see the full list, obviously you can find it anywhere online. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you through how I actually built my sideboard, because there's a bit of controversy. Let me try that again. A little bit of controversy with my sideboard. A lot of people have got people just net deck a lot online, and I kind of just didn't like the sideboard lists going around, so mine is a little bit weird. So we're playing Anger of the Gods and Brotherhood's End. I haven't seen a Zoo list, I don't think, ever play these. We're also playing Leyline of Punishment, which I've literally seen no one play in Modern. I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to win an event with Leyline of Punishment, which was my spicy tech to beat the One Ring and the Mono Black decks. And Rakdos Charm, again, I haven't seen anyone play this card in Modern since maybe 2010. So yeah, I think my sideboard is a little bit different to what most people have been playing. I think that's why more people noticed my list than if it was like a generic Mardu list. Mardu? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that is the main deck and the sideboard. If you want to get a full breakdown of how I built the deck, if you go over to Dictionary, which is like, it's kind of like Patreon, but for Magic players, it's just got like articles and all those kind of things. I've written an entire article. I think it's like thousands of words, so it's very in depth on how I built the sideboard, my approach to it, how I built the main deck. As you can see along the side here, it's got like main deck notes on things like Ragavan and Ajani and the mana base. Then it goes over to the sideboard and it shows you how I built the rest of the sideboard. So that's very in depth. If you want to read that, for like full access to all my content, it's $5 a month. So it's very cheap. You can even just do it for 1 month and read the article and read my deck guide if you want to. But yeah, so there is the article. And if you want to see my full up-to-date Domain Zoo guide, I keep this up to date, as you can see from the most recent changes log. I do update it very frequently, and that is incredibly in-depth. If you want to learn about Zoo, all of the information is there. I mean, like, a lot of detail. So if you want to learn Zoo, or you're already learned Zoo and you want to get a little bit more content, my guide is probably one of the most in-depth guides you're going to find online, and all for just $5. So yeah, that is the list. If you want to see any content, obviously make sure to subscribe. What I'm going to do today is, instead of just playing the list out, I thought what would be more interesting is showing you guys the way that I built the sideboard. So obviously it was a large event, and I did a lot of practicing online and in person, and I actually recorded a lot of the online gameplay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some content of me testing out different sideboard cards, because you don't end up playing things like Leyline of Punishment in your sideboard, or you'd hope you wouldn't play it unless you tested it. So I thought it'd be really interesting to see the process of me trying out different cards on my sideboard, instead of just me showing you the list that you can just copy and paste and play yourself. So I hope you guys find that interesting. As I said, if you want to see Zoo content, subscribe. If you want to see really in-depth Zoo content, head over to my Dictionary, and you can support me there. But let's hop into some gameplay of before the event. If our opponent just whiffs on energy, we do just get the Leyline. And then we can play Draco, and then the game just feels very good for us. They don't attack. Come on, give us our Leyline back. Wait, so every land is everything? Can we now cast all of our spells through our Blood Moon? Oh my god. The game is completely... the game has been unlocked for us. That is a wild change of pace. So our opponent's got Blood Moon in play, and we just cast a Sign of Draco and 2 Wild Nacatls. with Domain 5. I have not seen this happen before. Alright, let's get underway. Let's see what we're up against. We lost the die roll? Yeah, we did lose the die roll. That sucks. And this hand is not keepable, so we're going to go ahead and mulligan. Yeah, this hand looks much better. We'll go ahead and... Wait. Temple Garden, Steam Vents. Yeah, this hand is fine. We'll go ahead and keep. What are we ditching? I guess Bolt is just worse than Binding. Stubby D is also not fantastic if we're against a creature deck. Yeah, we're going to go get rid of the Stubborn Denial. It looks like we're going to be tapping out a lot, so I would rather have reactive spells instead of like having to keep mana. Well, I guess counter spells are reactive, but I don't want to have to keep mana up if I can tap out and play my dudes and then untap and still remove stuff. That sounds pretty nice to me. We'll just lead off with the Flood Strand here. Opponent is just on a Wooded Foothills, no commander. Not commander. I always call them commanders. They're not. What are they called? Companions. Elegant Parlor. Are we just against red-white energy? No, we're not. What on earth are we against? So far, we can see Naya, but I'm not really sure what that means. I guess we just go Temple Garden and Kavu. It's only a little 4/4, but I don't have to worry about any Furies, so I'm not too fussed about that. I'm sure we'll find a black source at some point. So what on earth are they playing that... Oh, they're Storm. I mean, yeah, I guess if you've got the turn 3. Like, what were we going to do? Keep up Stubborn Denial and Leyline Binding for the whole turn? Like, no. Okay. Oh, dear. They've got more rituals. Yep. Okay. Looks like they're whiffing at the moment. Have they just whiffed? No, they haven't. A Reckless Impulse and a Row. Oh dear. You know what? Once they do whatever they're doing, we're just gonna... let's just yield. Let's go to our sideboard. So we've got 2 Damping Spheres, a Stubborn Denial, 2 Consigned to Memory, which I'm not sure is actually that good. Yeah. So you can stifle essentially the... whatever you call it, the Storm Trigger. But a lot of the time when they go off, they've really gone off. Wow, our opponent did not kill us. So they are hellbent with nothing to do. If that's the case, I think we just want to go Bolt the Row. We'll shock this in. Oh, it costs 2. Huh. Okay, well, I guess we swing first then. And there's nothing in their graveyard, is there, that we care about? Nope, no Past in Flames. We'll go ahead and discard and draw. I guess we just get rid of Ragavan. He's the slowest beater here. Opponent's going to take 4, and I think we just want to Binding this. Ironically, if we had ditched something else and not played the land, we could have Ragavan and Binding by fetching a Blood Crypt. But I don't think it really matters. If our opponent has got no cards in hand, no cost reducer, it's going to take an absolute miracle for them to be able to pop off at this point. Very fortunate that they didn't go off. Yeah, so they must just play different Surveil lands, because why would you play 4 of the same one? If you're going to play like 2 or 3, You might as well mix it up. Play a Boros, play a Gruul, keep your opponent guessing. And it worked because I had no idea what they were doing. In my head, I was thinking, like, is this some sort of, like, Naya Lands Matters deck? Oh, okay, our opponent's just casting the Shatter Skull Smashing, so it's in the graveyard, I guess. Let's just go ahead and fetch a black land now, so that way we can't accidentally draw with the Kavu. And then we can ditch this Flooded Strand and maybe find some more interaction, but not really sure what we need here to go wrong for us to lose. A Storm player with one card in hand is not very scary. I guess maybe an Underworld Breach would be scary. So if that's the case, maybe we should start excelling their graveyard, but I think I'd rather just draw more cards. We'll give them the option. If they can top deck the Underworld Breach and one-shot us, then go for it. Get an extra surveil value in here. They've been a Desperate Ritual. Yeah, I think it's just Underworld Breach or bust for them. But I mean, if they do draw an Underworld Breach, it is insane. A Row, sure. And a Wish. Okay. Instants and sorceries cost one less, so it doesn't make Underworld Breach cost one less. I have no idea what they could wish for. Maybe we should have kept the Leyline Binding up. I think, no, I don't know. If you keep Leyline Binding up, you can answer an Underworld Breach, but I don't even know if Underworld Breach is the card that we should be scared of. Okay, cool. It's a lot easier to win when your opponent doesn't do their thing. So what do we want? Stubborn Denial for sure. Damping Spheres also are great. Wear and Tear is good. Do we want this? You can also counter the Ruby. I don't think we want this. The cards that we don't want are Flage is very slow, and Leyline doesn't really do anything for us. In fact, Leyline probably does less for us than Flage. It's pretty close. Anything else? Everything else is great. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, as I said, you can stifle the Storm trigger, but I don't think that's always going to be enough, because if they've gone and done the Past and Flames route, like if they know what they're doing, they'll do Past and Flames first a lot of the time. So then if they fizzle, they can go off again. Yeah. So what do we got? Turn 1 Rags. We've got the Stubborn Denial. I think this is fine. If our opponent pops off on turn 2, then, you know, that can sometimes happen. What are we going for? So I'm pretty sure we play the Abzan land, right? So let's go Steam Vents. Ragavan. Yeah, so with the new, what's its name? Flage? Yeah, with the new Titan, your mana base has to be so drastically different to what it used to be. Like, one of my favorite lands in Domain Zoo used to be Breeding Pool. It was just such a good land to get, and now it's just like, it just doesn't work with Flage. So I've had to revamp the entire mana base. Oh, are they going off here? Yeah, so Storm can just go off on turn 2 if they ritual into a cost reducer. If they've got it, they've got, like, obviously we could have kept up Stubborn Denial, but I think that would be wild to keep up Stubby D on turn 1 and not play a threat. Oh, they hit 2 lands. Is our opponent just going to whiff on everything? They're taking all the damage from Rao. They're whiffing, they're whiffing on their rituals. Okay, Glimpse. Surely this does it all. You still don't flip your Rao, and you hit nothing. You just get a treasure. Surely this flips the Rao. It doesn't. I think if I'm the opponent here, I just concede. I would be so, so mad. Surely this... Oh my god, their Rao is unable to flip. They have taken... They've taken 4 damage from their own Rao and not flipped it. That is wild. So I think here we just want to go land, go get a Temple Garden. Wait, how big is Rao? Oh yeah, I guess we could get a Plains, but I don't think we actually have to care about our mana base, our life total. So let's go Temple Garden. Are we supposed to kill this? I think so. And again, somehow our opponent has had free reign to do what they want, and they've just done nothing. I would love to know the fail rate of this deck. Like, have we lucked out, or did our opponent just not have enough to go off with? Maybe there's a Storm aficionado in that's watching this. Please leave a comment in the comment section if you are good with Storm, or even if you just know the deck. Was our opponent right to try and go off there, or like did they get unlucky, or was it just like not a good time to do that? Would love some clarification on that. I guess we go Brawler this. Wait. We can't get another untapped blue source because there's no breeding pool. So we're going to have to fetch here and keep up. I guess we go red-white. Yeah. Wait, is it worth keeping up 1 mana, or like, so we can keep up Stubborn Denial, or we can just play the Ragavan as well? And I'm not sure what's better here, but I think it's better to err on the side of caution if you don't know. Against Storm, at least against some decks, obviously you want to be aggressive, but I'm surprised people are even still playing Storm after the Pro Tour win rate. The win rate for Storm at the Pro Tour was like 43% or something. And if you don't look at deck metrics very often, 43% is not playable. Like 50% is obviously average. And like the tier 1 decks have like 54% win rate a lot of the time, or 56. So to be in like the 40s is real bad. Okay, so I guess we go Flooded Strand. We can go get a Plains here. We don't have to keep shocking. And we can go cast a Ragavan. Cast a Draco. No, we can't. Fine, we'll play the Ajani. I don't think it really matters at this point. We've got the Stubborn Denial backup. Our opponent would have to have a hell of a combination of cards here to win. So next time we can just cast the Ajani, the Draco for 4 if we need to, but I don't think that's what we're going to be doing. All right, looks like our opponent is just like not doing anything, so I guess we just swing in with everything. Very strange game. Our opponent looks like they were going to kill us on turn 2 and turn 3. And they're blocking something with trample. No, they've figured it out. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. And just to make sure, we'll play a Kavu. Okay, opponent. What have you got? Yeah. No idea what was going on there. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep. We are 1 Draco away from having a great hand, and our mana's not going to be a problem. Obviously, we could do with threats, but we're playing loads of threats, so it'll be fine. Opponent just leads off with a Maya and passes. No companion. I feel like I'm just scarred, and I'm assuming that this is Mono Red Storm. But I think that's just the PTSD of playing Arena so much. You just assume that everyone's on Storm. It feels like everyone's playing Storm on Modo. Maybe it's just really fun to play for people. I don't know. It's also really flashy, right? You get a turn 2 kill. That's pretty flashy. People love that kind of stuff. Ruckus Theatre. Are we against Mono Black? They keep on top. I think our hand is actually reasonably fine against Mono Black. I've done a lot of testing against Mono Black yesterday. And I've played the deck as well. And I feel that Leyline Binding is like a really pivotal card in that matchup. Let's just go ahead and swing here. If our opponent has the Bowmasters, there's nothing we can do about it. Just a fatal push, sure. And yeah, we'll just pass the turn. Just looking for a threat, but when you have the Leyline of the Guild Pact plus Sign of Draco combo and you've got half of it, it just feels like you're in a pretty good spot. Wait, Elegant Parlor? So we're not against Mono Black, we're against Mardu? Okay, I guess that changes things a little bit. No 1-drop from the Mardu deck though. Their deck has like so many 1-drops. Ajani is fine, sure. Before they make the dude, I think we're just going to go ahead and bolt the Ajani. Get that out of here. Really don't want to have to deal with a flipped Ajani. Sweet. And end of turn, we'll go get that sweet, sweet Surveil action. Elegant Parlor. What do we got? Brawler. Brawler's fine. I feel like it's just going to get killed, but it is what it is. Like, they're going to have some removal in their hand, right? We'll play the Foothills and play out the Brawler. We've got double Leyline Binding, so I think we're just... excuse me. I think we're just buying time until we find a Sign of Draco or we find a Titan. Flage is so good in this matchup. Obviously, our opponent has Flage as well, so we have to be concerned about that. But we've got double binding, so... yeah, there's the Flage. Flage is so strong. It just feels like every mid-range fight is who finds their Flage. We're just going to go ahead and fetch it. I think that's fine to do. I guess we go get a land that we don't want to draw. So obviously like a Triumph you don't ever want to draw. And I also think maybe I should have gone for a different land, because now if they answer the Guild Pact, our mana is a bit screwed. I guess we've got the fetch, it doesn't really matter. Yep. Alright, we'll play the Steam Vents and pass the turn. We're going to take a lot of damage from this cat by the look of it until we find an answer that's not a Leyline Binding. I really do not want a Leyline Binding a cat token. Thoughtseize. Sure. Well, they know we've got the answer to Flage now. Oh no, now we need to answer Ajani as well. Well, we can at least wait and see what we draw. I'm just going to keep fetching. We need to draw some gas. 2 life is not going to matter when they go this wide. Oh, here we go. That's a hell of a draw. So, rare, no. Oh yeah, all our lands up for anything. It doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely huge draw here off the top. We get to kill the Ajani, and then next turn we get to bring it back. Really, really couldn't ask for much more than that. And we have our answer to the Death Flage. Wow, this game just completely changed from just drawing the Flage. This card is so, so good. Did not give this enough credit when it was first released. Or like first revealed. Spoiled. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we'll take a bunch of damage here, but those cats are not going to be around for long. Opponent is choosing not to... Oh, they haven't got the mana to bring back their Flage. That's interesting. I don't think there's anything to really consider here. I think you just bring back the Flage regardless of what else you can do. Like, we could have played the Draco, but why would you play a Draco when you can just play the Flage? We flooded out so much. Couldn't one of these be in an arena? If one of these was an arena, I think this game would be so much closer to being over because we could just kill both of their cats and hit them. Unless they have removal, but I'm pretty sure Mardu does not have removal for Flage other than their static prison or whatever it's called. And that's sorcery. Because it's very similar to Leyline Binding, just like one white mana answer whatever, pretty much whatever you need it to. But it being sorcery is much worse. Sorcery speed is obviously an enchantment. Solitude. Our opponent is playing solid. Oh, and ephemerating it. Oh no, they pitched ephemerate. What is their deck? It's like Mardu mid-range with Solitude ephemerate combo shenanigans. Have not seen that before. And a Fable. Huh. Okay. Was not expecting Fable and Solitude and Ephemerate from their deck. Oh, we draw Draco. Well, now it doesn't feel very fair. So now even if our opponent can bring back the Flage, I guess maybe we just get rid of the Fable at this point then. Like, what could they possibly do? Even, like, Flage doesn't really do anything at this point. I guess Fable's not doing too much. They can loot, but I don't know what we're scared of. I think we'll just keep the Binding and see what... Oh, I guess no, we want to answer their enchantment, the Stasis. Because then if they take this, that sucks. So Binding keeps that in check. There's the land. We're going to see a Flage here. Even if they do the Flage, I don't know what we want to do with this Binding. I still want to keep it for their static prison, stasis prison, whatever it's called. The energy removal card. Oh. So the fact that they're attacking here and sacrificing their dude means they really want that 5th mana. What do they want the 5th mana for? They're playing Grief, Scam, Mardu, Energy. Maybe they're not an energy deck. Sure, and now they can bring back their Flage. Well, I guess we're just Binding, get rid of the Fable. Yeah, they are not an energy deck at all, are they? So I don't need to worry about that. Stasis prison, static prison, whatever the hell it's called. Oh, they're playing Guide of Souls. Is our opponent just gone on, like, some sort of filter list and just gone modern, Mardu colors, price high to low? I think that's how they've built their deck. This is the money pile of Mardu. Remember the money pile Omnath, Teferi, red and 6 decks? This is what happens if you do that, but in Mardu. Unfortunately for our opponent, this doesn't really do a whole lot. Because ours have first strike, right? So when they attack with the Flage, it just dies. So if they swing with the Flage, we double block. Ours have first strike and it just dies, and then I guess they can bring it back. Yeah, I don't think this doesn't have first strike. We're going to actually gain more life than they can deal here. And then what? You bring it back? Yeah, I'm not sure our opponent thought that one through. We actually netted life from that, and all we did was remove their Flage, and that looks like they're just passing the turn. I'm not really sure what just happened. Yeah, they just shame concede. Well, I mean, I think it's over at this point anyway, but yeah, very, very interesting from our opponent there. So we are against Mardu Energy, but it's a really weird energy list. I think we still want the Sun Cleanser. And anything else? Counter target triggered ability. So you can stop Grief and Solitude triggers. You can also do the crazy combo of Flage and then counter its Sacrifice unless it was escaped trigger. I don't think Leyline of Punishment is good enough. I don't think they're playing the ring. I have no idea what the opponent is doing. They're just playing Mardu, Rares, and Mythics. If they do have the Grief Scam combo, they're probably going to do it on turn 1, so we can't really even stifle the ETB. Yeah, I think we just cut Ragavan because Ragavan sucks in this matchup and call it a day. Yeah. Mardu is notoriously bad for Mono Black is notoriously bad for answering enchantments, and red doesn't answer enchantments either, so it's basically just the white that does. So if we do get a Leyline Binding, they are solely relying on the white to answer it, and I don't know what they could have. If they don't seem to be making enough energy to justify the Static Prison, maybe we just didn't see enough of their hand. Like, we could just get scammed here. Okay, just a Thoughtseize. I would assume they're going to take the Cleanser or the Binding. Because they're playing black, they get access to Fatal Push, which makes the Cleanser a lot weaker than the Boros decks, because the Boros version plays Bolt and Galvanic Blast, which neither of them can kill the Sun Cleanser. So because they're Mardu, it's easier for them to answer this. But yeah, I thought that Boros would be more popular. They take the Binding, which makes me feel like they might have their Titan, because that's in particular really good against the Titan. So we'll go ahead and fetch here and play out a Wild Nacatl. Yeah. Get these cats online. Stumdenau isn't fantastic in this matchup, but I think it's better against Mardu than it is against Boros, because they do seem to play things like Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, and apparently Obnixilis. So I think Stumdenau is better against Mardu, but I mean, I'd rather it not be in the deck in this matchup, but we don't have enough to bring in. Sure. So that looks like our opponent is going to ephemerate their Grief here. What did they pitch? Was that another Grief? Yeah, they did. They pitched Grief to Grief, and they just let it die? Huh. Okay. They just took the 2 for 1. Ooh, Carver off the top is quite nice. We can go get Steam Vents and play that. I guess first of all, we might as well get in with the cat. See if our opponent has a fail push for this. No? Okay, that's really really good for us to see. And yeah, let's just go slam the Cattle here. Sorry, the Cattle, the Kavu. Obviously, Sun Cleanser is good, but they might just not have the energy cards in their hand, and I'd rather just get a threat on board that starts killing our opponent. Opponent just goes and surveils here. Yeah, I feel like their hand might just be the Titan and things like that, where it's a lot grindier. But the Kavu does mean they can't play the Titan. Okay, now they can. Maybe that was a reason to wait for this to have when we have Stubborn Denial up. Because it answers the god, because you just... Sorry, I keep calling it a god. It's not, it's a Titan. It answers Flage so well, because you just exile the Flage. Okay, never mind. Better lucky than good. Red, green, Kavu. And they know we've got Stubborn Denial. I don't know why I did that main phase. Like, we could just wait till main phase 2, but... I think it's fine. We know our opponent doesn't want to kill the cat. Otherwise, they would have done it by now. It's a lot of mana you've got over their opponent. You can't ring, because you know about the Stubborn Denial. You can't play Flage, because you know about the Kavu. Okay, you can Flage if you want. I think that was more of a desperation move than anything. Okay, sure. So I guess we swing in. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Oh, we'll choose this big old Flage here, I think. Hit our opponent for 4, and then we'll play a Sun Cleanser. White. And whatever. We'll play Sun Cleanser, keep up Stubborn Denial. Okay, opponent. You cannot use energy until you answer our Sun Cleanser. 1 card in hand. No Flage in the bin. Nothing on board even dies to Flage. Surveil trigger. Yeah, a Guide of Souls is not going to do it. Oh, what have they drawn? Fable. I think we just let the Fable resolve. Yeah, because next time we can just bolt the token. I can keep swinging. Because if their last card is Fatal Push, I really don't want to... Like, we could genuinely lose the game if I just Stubborn Denial that and they have Fatal Push. Then it's just, like, top deck mode. Yeah, that'll do it. We'll get the combat damage in first. Okay, sweet. I guess Mardu Energy has a lot of variations because I've not seen a list like this. This is very, very light on energy. This is more like Rakdos or like Boros Splash Black. I don't know. Weird list, but yeah, we got there in the end. Sweet. All right, we are on the draw. It doesn't matter. We can still win on the draw. This isn't Pioneer, after all. I know, just randomly throwing shade at Pioneer for no reason. It was just a miserable format to play for the RCQ season. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this. We're against Juicy J. I don't think we want to put the second one in. I think we would rather just pitch it to the Kavu. Sometimes you want to put both in if you know your opponent is going to be able to kill one. Sometimes like it's good to have two, and then if you've got the Draco, then it's just really hard to ever interact with. Okay, opponent leads off with a Guide of Souls. So much better than I think anyone gave this card credit, other than maybe Aspiring Spike. I just like, every time I see this card, I was just like, this card sucks. It doesn't even give you like a bunch of energy when it comes into play, and then all it does is put counters on dudes. But no, like, this really does add up. Opponent is now thinking with no mana open, no land drops to make. What are you doing, opponent? Come on, we want to get Zuin. Alright, finally we get to go to our turn. Let's just play a land and pass. If our opponent plays like an Ajani, we can get rid of that. I don't really want to get rid of the Soul. Of all the creatures to binding and all the spells in their deck, you want to hit things like Ajani. Maybe the Amulet that draws them a bunch of cards. Like, this is not the creature I want to get rid of, really. Like an Ocelot, I think, is actually better to get rid of, because it just makes a bunch of dudes, right? So let's get rid of this Ocelot. I think some people would go after the Guide, but I don't know, like the Ocelot just gets out of hand so quickly. Like, it's already going to make a dude, right? At the beginning of your end step if you gained life. So we would have had to get rid of that, I guess, during our main phase, but then we don't give us the option of getting rid of an Ajani or something. And I do want to get rid of Ajani. Okay, opponent keeps up a mana as well. They've got one energy. I think I want to play the Ajani when I have Stubborn Denial up, so we're just going to go ahead and play Flooded Strand. And I did not want to do that, but we have fetched. I meant to tap that for mana. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. We're 2 life lower than we needed to be. If I die because of that, then I guess that's on me. Yeah, we're going to play the Kavu here because it won't die to Galvantic Iteration. Whereas if you play the Ajani, they just kill the Ajani and they're up a bunch of energy. Another Ocelot. Opponent is popping off over here with all their MH3 cards. MH3 block constructed over here. Okay, and they just passed the turn. Okay. Another Leyline Binding is really nice to see, so I think we're going to go ahead and shock. First things first, let's just swing at our opponent with the big old Kavu. It doesn't have trample, so we might just see a cat getting thrown under the bus. That sounds really gruesome, I think, because cats, I don't know. Discard a card. Oh, we draw into Sign of Draco. That is so strong here because we've got the Leyline and we've got Stubborn Denial. I don't know how they actually answer all of that. That's absolutely insane here. And it also looks like we're incredibly bad when you go main phase 2 Draco. Obviously, you've drawn into it, but like it just looks like, yeah, like a Modo newbie or something. Opponent's going to just take the chunk. I respect that. And then, yeah, like there's really no other question. We just need to play the Draco here, I think. You could play the Ajani, but like Draco, you've got a blocker. It's got lifelink. It's making everything hexproof. How bad can things go from this point? This is why I love Zoo. You get to play these sweet Kavu cards and Stubborn Denial, but you also just get free wins. I mean, this could just be incredibly cocky. Maybe they play an answer. I don't think they do. Because it's a red... Oh, they're playing the Mardu version? Black doesn't answer enchantments any better than red and white. In fact, it does it worse. I was testing against Mono Black with one of my teammates last night, actually. And they were playing the Mono Black, Soul Spike, Necro Dominance deck. And I was testing out Leyline of Punishment. Players can't gain life, damage can't be prevented. That was pretty sweet. Sure, so you can Flage here, get some energy. The only thing you can target is my face. And we can just get rid of that with our lovely Kavu anyway. Not sure what they're trying to do. Are they just trying to stall out? How many Surveil lands can one deck play? Oh, so many. I would really like to have a second Surveil land in here, but it's quite hard to squeeze in. We want to be curving out, you know? I guess we just binding the Ocelot. Do we even care? This doesn't give lifelink, right? Attacking creature becomes an angel. I think we're just going to keep getting rid of the cats. I don't want our opponent to be able to go too wide. And when they get the City's Blessing, it just gets really out of hand. Yeah, opponent just concedes, which is, I think, very reasonable. We've got the Haymaker, Sun Cleanser. If you haven't seen this from like people's sideboards and on the Pro Tour, I think people played it. Target opponent loses all counters. That player can't gain counters for as long as Sun Cleanser remains on the battlefield. Energy is a counter. It doesn't look like a counter, but it is a counter in this game. So if you make your energy opponent not have energy, they don't really do much. So yeah, we're bringing in the Sun Cleansers. This card is gas. What else? Wear and Tear hits there. It doesn't really hit a lot in their deck, actually, does it? There are a couple of targets. There is the 1-drop Leyline Binding-esque card that's an energy version. And it also hits their Amulet. So maybe that is worth it. We'll give it a try. And Stubby D, I don't think is... They don't play that many non-creature spells, so I think we're better off trying to tap out and stuff. What do we not want against our opponent? I kind of want all of this. This is all gas. Maybe we just ditch the Stubborn Denials. And then we just have like just a very mid-rangey style deck. I think that seems fine. Stubborn Denial's okay, but a lot of their deck is just like Ajani, 1-drops, and Flage. So we might just never have anything to Stubborn Denial. So we can go 10-1 Abzan land. No, we can go 10-1 Steam Vents. Oh, if they have a dude, though, this sucks. Because our removal isn't going to be until turn 3. This was supposed to come out. In hindsight, I think Ragavan comes out in this matchup. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and mulligan that. The hand was fine, but like... That card is so bad in this matchup. We'll go ahead and keep this. And... Oh, I want to keep the Glory so bad. We could go full cat tribal. We've got so many cats. I think we probably do want to keep the Draco at this point. I think this is super tough, actually. I think we're going to get rid of the... Yeah, we'll get rid of the Brawler. I do want to have a third land drop. And this is a pretty sweet one to have as your third land drop. We are so exposed to a 1-drop here. Yeah, I think we really want 1-mana interaction in Lightning Bolt, obviously. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's lead off with, I guess, a Flooded Strand. I'm just trying to figure out my mana base. The mana base on this is getting wild compared to the old one. It's hard to remember what you have. So we want to go Temple Garden, I assume. And then that can go get Steam Vents. Yeah. No, it can go get... Yeah, it can go get Steam Vents or Blood Crypt, whichever. Oh my god, That's okay. We just randomly fetched Shocked for no reason. It's in the morning, okay? I've got today off work. I'm still waking up. Oh, opponent goes Raptor on turn 2. What are they going to hit? Pride. Yep. This feels pretty unwinnable now. So opponent's going to bonk us for 3 here. Like, the 1-drop wouldn't have actually made much of a difference here. I think we can just wrap this up at this point. Yep. Let's just go on to the next one. Like, there's no way you come back from this, I don't think. We need to have interaction. Wait, is Leyline of Punishment just worth it so they don't gain life? That can't be worth it. All it does is shut off Ocelot. I don't think that's worth it. Oh, I guess we could take out Ragavan for it, but now we're on the play. You do really want Ragavan. Alright, what do we got? No turn 1 play. I think it's still fine. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep. So we're going to go turn 1 Triome. All of our lands get Triome, so we can play whichever one. There's the Ocelot. So yeah, as I said, we'll go get the Triome, and next time we'll figure out which 1-drop is best to play. I think it might be a Ajani, just that way we've definitely got a creature on board. There's the Guild Pact. That's fine. Like, casting this on turn 4, if we have a Draco in play, I still think it's fine. So let's go Wooded Foothills. And Steam Vents. Yeah, I think normally I would want to play the Draco here. But I really like having a creature that makes 2 blockers. So even if our opponent has like the 1 mana enchantment that exiles a card, like if they get rid of the Draco, that sucks because then they hit us for 1 and they make a dude and things start getting out of hand. Whereas if we just do a Ajani, they need double removal spell, which is obviously very, very unlikely. And now they know that they need to answer this Ajani, because if we flip it, then it's really bad news for our opponent. Opponent goes ahead and shocks here. Yeah, so they do go ahead and remove our Ajani. And that dude does have first strike. That is frustrating. I guess we let the first hit come in. Yeah, I did not think about that. I forget this card just has so much text. Why does it have 1, 2, 3, 4 different parts of text? It's a 1-drop. Because all that we're doing is essentially trading. If we block, we're trading this cat token for our cat token, which doesn't seem very beneficial. So I guess here we just go Arid Mesa. And I want to get this Draco in play, so next time we can slam this Guild Pact. Do we offer the trade? I think so. We don't really want our opponent getting too many tokens. Yeah, they're just going to take the damage, which is obviously really good news for us. Wait. Yeah. I do like keeping the Leyline Binding here, so if they have the enchantment that removes the Draco, then we can just go get rid of that. And then that way we still untap and play our lovely Guild Pact. So the Mardu version gets Sorin, Wear and Tear. Yeah, sure. Oh my god, are we just gonna have to get rid of this cat? It just keeps making dudes. I guess we can play a Brawler next turn. Oh, I really don't want to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to go up to 6 permanents. Fine. We're just going to go end of turn, I think, just Surveil. I don't really want to use our Leyline Binding on this crappy cat if we can avoid it. Like, I'm just so worried that then they're going to play like a bomb and we don't have an answer for it. Yeah, you make your 1/1. Alright, value down over there. We draw another land. I guess we just play the Brawler. We don't really have any other choice. I'd like to get this Guild Pact in play, but obviously we need to play blockers for the Ocelot. And I guess we play the Temple Garden tapped. Keep up Bolt, keep up Leyline Binding. Opponent's got so many cards in hand, like, what have they got? It must just be lands, right? No, because they've missed land. No, they haven't missed a land drop. Yeah, okay, they're also flooded by the look of it. Because they're not really doing anything. They're just riding this Ocelot Pride to victory. Flage, oh, that is so good here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can Binding it now so that they can't bring it back, but I don't think we want to do that because otherwise if they have another one, they can bring the second one back, whereas I'd rather them exile a bunch of cards from their graveyard. Sure, they'll get an extra ETB, but I think that's better to tax their graveyard as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we probably have to keep Binding for that, but like what, we just die to the Ocelot? We can take one more hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're going to go up to 7 permanents here. Something like our own Flage off the top here would be perfect. We draw a Bolt, which to be fair, it does answer the shitty cat, so let's just... Ooh, I guess we keep up the blue. Let's just get rid of that. And we can go fetch a basic and tap out to play this Guild Pact. But that does mean it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does mean if they have the arena, they basically just kill us. Because we would be completely tapped out. Yeah, I guess we just pass. Well, they do need exactly the arena, which is a one of in their deck, but we just die completely out of nowhere. Because it would come into play, deal us 3, then swing for 3, because it would have haste from the arena. So that's 9, 10, 11, and we would have to fetch. I think that's pretty unlikely, though. I'm just going to play the Guild Pact. If they have the arena, go nuts. Because this way, if we like draw a Sign of Draco, we can cast it and have the Guild Pact in play. Whereas if we top deck a Draco next turn and we don't play this, then we have to just basically take a turn off. And I think the only way we really get punished is if they have exactly arena to bring back their Flage. So it looks like they are bringing it back, but they don't have the arena. Yep, we take a bunch of damage, but as I said, we've got the binding, so that's not the end of the world. And they play an Aether Hub, sure. Really looking for our own Flage at this point. That would be a incredible draw. Or a Sign of Draco. Sign of Draco, I think, is our best draw by a large margin. There you go. And I guess we just pass. Wait, is there a way we get punished by using Leyline Binding now as opposed to later? I can't see how it could go wrong. I'm happy for our opponent to prove me wrong, but I'm pretty sure we can just keep up Leyline Binding. Oh. That sucks. So they can go ahead and take the Draco. No, sorry, take the binding, which shuts off our Draco. Now, if they swing with everything, this will trigger. I assume they'll go face. This sucks. We have to get rid of the Titan, right? There's no way that that's not the correct play. I'd really like to get this binding back, but I don't think we have any time. We just have to get rid of this Flage. Oh, they're just going for it. Okay. Oh, have they got another Flage to finish the Draco off? I mean, we have to block, because if they do have another Flage and we don't block, they just go face. What on earth are they doing? Oh, they just put Obnixilis? Okay. So I have seen people talking about this on Twitter, actually. Each opponent loses 2 life unless they discard a card. And I guess they just do that twice and we die? Fair enough. I guess I guess Obnixilis has finally seen modern play. Yeah. Fair play to our opponent. That was a really good game, actually. I thought we had it with the Leyline combo, but Static Prison really came in nicely though, is with the Titan. But yeah, super close game. So there you have it, guys. Domain Zoo in the new Modern Horizons 3 meta. I think Zoo is actually still very competitive. I will definitely be playing it a lot. There is a big UK Modern event coming up, and I will probably be playing Zoo. The deck feels very, very strong, and I'm really enjoying it. Flage seems great. And yeah, Arena of Glory is just a really fun card as well. In regards to the sideboard, obviously we didn't play against a lot of the decks I was hoping to play against. 3 Harsh Mentor against Nadu, we might as well have not had them because we didn't play against Nadu. And the same with the Leyline, we didn't play against any Ring or any Necro Dominance decks. Other than that, oh, and we didn't play against, did we play against Storm? I can't remember now. One of the rounds I definitely won't include, it was against Red-White Energy. And we just got Blood Mooned 2 games in a row. One of them we won through the Blood Moon. I'll include the clip so you guys can see how I won through the Blood Moon. And the other one I didn't. But because we were both Blood Mooned, it took ages, and it was literally like a 30 or 40 minute game. So there's no way I can include that. And otherwise this video will be like 2.5 hours long. It's just a very difficult deck to own in paper. So maybe these aren't worth it in real life because no one can buy Soul Spikes unless you want to spend like $250. But yeah, as I said in the intro, if you want to see my official deck list with all the sideboard guide and everything, check out my check out my Dictionary account. On there, it basically is just like Patreon. It allows you to like pay monthly, and then in return you get whatever I want to put on there. So at the moment I do a deck guide for Zoo, and I offer normal Zoo, which is like 5 color, and also Scam Zoo, and also Pump and Dump. So you actually get 3 deck lists for the price of 1. And you support the content as well, which is always greatly appreciated. If you can't do that or you don't want to, and you still want to support the channel, I would love it if you guys could give me a thumbs up, and if you could leave a comment. If you don't even have anything to say, just write Zoo is cool. Like, just people commenting on the video makes a huge difference. So that would be awesome. Zoo is cool. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.